This is breaking news from RTV6, working for you.
Breaking this midday, a shakeup at the police department in Anderson. The city's chief of police is out following an alleged dispute over the arrest of his son. Today, Anderson Mayor Tom Broderick announced that Tony Waters would be removed as chief effective this weekend. This goes back to June when Waters' son was arrested by Indiana State Police over an alleged domestic dispute. Adam Waters was an Anderson police officer at the time. The Anderson Herald Bulletin says Madison County Prosecutor Rodney Cummings released a report last week accusing the police chief of acting unprofessionally during his son's arrest. Mayor Broderick is a Democrat who is seeking re-election next month, and he also blasted the Republican prosecutor for releasing the report less than a month before Election Day. We have more on this developing story right now at theindychannel.com. We do want to take a look at our weather, though. Things finally warming up a bit outside now that the sun is over the Circle City. Alyssa Donovan is standing by with just how much warmer it's going to get today.
So we're still climbing with those temperatures, Meredith. Right now we're at 67 degrees in Indianapolis. We've hit 70 in Muncie. We have those clear skies, plenty of sunshine. We've seen a little bit of cloud coverage sneaking in from the south this morning. A lot of that's going to stay clear, though, this afternoon. Then we'll see a little bit more cloud coverage as we head through the day tomorrow and overnight tonight. But today, as we head into the afternoon hours, 73 right around 4 p.m. So it's going to be a beautiful day today. Definitely want to get out and enjoy it. Overnight tonight, more cloud coverage means it won't be as cool by tomorrow morning. We'll be starting in the 50s. This morning, we started a little chilly in the 40s. So we're starting a little warmer and we are climbing a little higher for your Thursday into the upper 70s with partly sunny skies. Then by Friday, showers and thunderstorms move in, much cooler for the weekend.
Alyssa, thank you. New this midday, police in Kokomo need your help finding a man wanted for attempted murder. Officers are looking for this man, Harrison Burnett. The 33-year-old is accused of shooting a woman in the leg last month as she was leaving her home on North Apperson Way. Police have now placed a warrant for Burnett's arrest on several charges, including attempted murder. If you think you know where he is, call Kokomo Police at the number on your screen, 765-456-7017. We are still waiting for more information on a possible shooting that happened downtown. Police were called around 3 this morning to West Washington Street and South White River Parkway West Drive. Officers were told a man had jumped off the bridge and into the White River. But when they arrived on scene, they found a man near the river with a gunshot wound to the head. That victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Parents and others are still talking about the resignation of the superintendent of Northwest Hendricks Schools, Mike Springer. He stepped down after a dispute over the football coach at Tri-West High School. Springer did not say that's why he's leaving, but the decision comes as Coach Tyler Bruce remains under investigation for sexual misconduct with a student. Springer recommended the board fire Bruce, but the board decided to keep him. Some parents and others who attended the meeting were not happy.
But what is hard is to see that the place I work at is going through this and that no one is taking a stand to try and resolve it. It just looks like we're just shoving it under the rug. And my daughters are like, Mommy, why are you still working there?
I don't understand it. Wrong is wrong. This is wrong. Protect your teachers, protect your students, and get the bad ones out. It's corrupt.
Bruce has not been charged and denies wrongdoing. Springer also recommended the board fire 2 other school employees in connection with this situation, but the board went against that recommendation as well. New this midday, the Northwest Hendricks School Board released a statement. The board did not mention the football coach. Instead, board members said they appreciate Mike Springer's service to our school community and wish him the best in his future endeavors. The board says the school district's business manager will take over as interim superintendent, and a search for a new superintendent is now underway. New this midday, Turkey has launched a military operation against Kurdish fighters in northeastern Syria. The Kurds had been U.S. allies, but U.S. forces pulled back from the area this week after a phone call between President Trump and Turkey's president. It's a major shift in U.S. policy, with the U.S. abandoning our only allies on the ground in Syria. Turkey has long claimed the Kurdish fighters are terrorists. Lawmakers from both parties have criticized the president's decision, but Trump has claimed he is fulfilling a promise to remove U.S. troops from the region. Also new at noon, stunning allegations now going public against the former host of the Today Show on NBC. The allegations are part of a new book by reporter Ronan Farrow entitled Catch and Kill. In the book, former NBC staffer Brooke Neville says she was raped by Lauer while the two were in Sochi, Russia, covering the 2014 Winter Olympics. She told Farrow it happened after a night of drinking at a hotel bar. She says Lauer invited her to his hotel room, then forced himself on her. Neville's reported the alleged attack to NBC Universal executives 3 years later. Lauer was fired the next day. This morning, Lauer wrote a letter obtained by the entertainment publication Variety. Lauer says the sexual encounter was consensual. A West Side woman says her and her neighbors have been without hot water for nearly a week. People living at Lexington Green and Village Capri and Speedway are still living with nothing but cold water. Tiffany Strait tells us she's put in countless maintenance requests and has paid her rent on time. She says she simply wants property managers to follow through and fix things.
Granted, when you're in an apartment complex, there's a lot of maintenance issues and stuff like that, but nobody says that anything's done.
The Marion County Health Department says it plans to check out the complex soon and hopefully get the hot water back on. It is time to celebrate and it's time to educate. Hispanic Heritage Month includes a big event happening this weekend. We'll tell you all about it next on the News at Noon. And later, it's Shakespeare as you may have never seen it before. It's a cast of characters you're sure to love and some legendary plays presented in a brand new way. Alyssa.
And it is a warm day today. We're in the 60s right now, climbing into the mid-70s this afternoon, and then a big swing with those temperatures, dropping about 20 degrees by Saturday. I'll break down everything you need to know coming up.
Star Team 6 working for you.
A big weekend to explore and enjoy Latino cultures. Hispanic Heritage Month in Central Indiana wraps up with the Latino Expo at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. And joining me is the Expo's Executive Director, Gloria Jimenez. Gloria, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Meredith.
So there is a lot to get to. Let's talk about everything the fair has to offer.
Yes, so this is our 8th year, and on Friday, October 11, we will start with the education fair, and it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have high school students coming, and then in the afternoon, October 11, we will have from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. A job fair. This is my first year doing a job fair. I'm really excited.
So let's talk a little bit about the education fair. What will be offered there? Is it going to be colleges? Is it going to be high schools? What all is in store for those kids?
We will have colleges, high schools, a lot of education, non-profits that will help a lot of these students get scholarships, FAFSA, a lot of benefit they will get it from that. Since a lot of Latinos, we don't know the American system, when to apply for college, so this is going to be very beneficial for them. And the job fair, we will have more than 40 companies that will come that day, but also on Saturday. So Saturday will be at the State Fairgrounds from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will have a health fair, we will have the education fair and the job fair as well.
Wonderful. So many great opportunities for people to get to know about everything going on in the community. The health fair, especially important, making sure that the whole family is healthy. What can they get done when they are at the health fair?
We are going to provide several screenings for free. Diabetes, cholesterol, prostate, STDs testing, HIV.
Wow.
We will have, I don't have the whole list.
That's okay.
But it's a lot of screenings.
Yeah. Well, we can find all that information on the website website. That is Indy Latino Expo.
Yes, it's IndianaLatinoExpo.org.
Okay, perfect. Gloria, thank you so much, and we'll have all this information on the IndyChannel.com. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And fall has arrived, and so has flu season. Next on the News at Noon, why you shouldn't wait to get your flu shot, plus dispelling a common myth about that vaccine. You're watching the News at Noon on RTV6. We'll be right back. Now that the weather is starting to get colder, more people will soon start to get sick. That's why doctors say it's important to start thinking about getting your flu vaccine right now. Doctors say getting a flu shot anytime during flu season helps you at least some, but they also say the vaccine is more effective if you get the shot before the flu virus spreads. A common misconception they hear is people thinking they got the flu from the vaccine, but a doctor at Riley Hospital for Children says that's not true.
Even though the flu vaccine varies year to year and how effective it is in preventing flu, we do know that it's very effective at keeping people out of the hospital. So even if you get the flu but you've been vaccinated, it's really effective at keeping it kind of more mild. So
Dr. Wood says children younger than 6 months old cannot receive the flu vaccine. That's why they recommend pregnant mothers get the shot so their newborn will be protected. We have a full list of walk-in flu shot clinics happening in Marion County this month. You can find that at theindychannel.com or on the RTV6 app. And one reason you don't want to get sick, so you can get outside and enjoy this nice weather, Alyssa. We have had a stretch of a couple beautiful days. We've been lucky.
We're right in the middle of it right now, Meredith. We're going to continue seeing beautiful conditions today and tomorrow. A little bit of Friday, and then by Friday afternoon, that's when everything changes, and then it's going to be much cooler this weekend. So get outside and enjoy these above average temperatures we're seeing today. Right now, 67 degrees in Indianapolis. That humidity is low. Those winds are light out of the east, about 10 miles per hour. As we head through the afternoon, we have a little bit of cloud coverage across the area. A lot of that is going to continue to clear out, and that's because of that high pressure that's in place. That's going to be in control for the rest of the day and most of tomorrow too. 76 degrees for our high today. So we're still climbing a few degrees yet. Mostly sunny skies with those light winds expected. That high pressure in control right now. We've seen a few clouds moving in from the southeast this morning. We are starting to see those start to dissipate. And then next we are going to see a little bit more cloud coverage later tonight. So we're going to see a lull period where we see mostly sunshine. And then later today we'll see more clouds move in. That's ahead of that low pressure system that will impact us on Friday. So overnight tonight, a little bit more cloud coverage, and for most of your Thursday. What does that mean? Tomorrow morning won't be as chilly as we were this morning because we have those clouds to insulate us from that cold, dry air that high pressure is controlling. So tomorrow morning we'll start in the 50s instead of the 40s. So that's the good news, and we will actually climb a little bit higher tomorrow with those daytime highs into the mid and upper 70s. Likely some areas will hit the 80s tomorrow. So while we're seeing all this beautiful weather, we do have some different weather happening just to the west of us. Right over Montana right now, we have this low pressure system that's building. That's bringing some winter storms to that area. That system will continue to build into the Midwest Thursday and Friday. As it does, we're not going to see that snow. What we are going to see is the potential of some heavy rainfall and possibly some embedded thunderstorms with that system. Best chance for that is going to be Friday night and into early Saturday morning. Likely this will be out of the area before you even wake up on Saturday. So don't cancel any of your Saturday plans. The most impact is going to be Friday afternoon and overnight. Quickly moving out on Saturday, and then also that mild air moves out. We're going to be replaced with some cooler air mass that's going to move into place with that high pressure. That's going to stick with us on Saturday and into Sunday. There's a good chance we're going to see our first frost this weekend. Only 56 degrees for our high on Saturday, 65 on Sunday. So a much cooler weekend ahead than those temperatures that we have seen this week. Tomorrow, another warm day, 79 degrees for the high, partly sunny skies, 77 on Friday with those afternoon showers and storms. Much cooler Saturday, staying pretty cool on Sunday as well with those highs in the mid-60s.
Thank you. This is definitely not the Shakespeare you may have learned in high school. I wish I had that intro every story I did.
You do love. It's fine.
I get it every time I walk in, so there you go.
Well, let's roll that prompter because I don't know much about Shakespeare. So you may have performed Shakespeare in theater before, but it's not going to be like what is being performed this weekend at Indy Bard Fest. 3 legendary works from Shakespeare presented in a different day with an all-star cast that includes our guest today. Abdul Hakim Shabazz is King Henry IV. Matthew Sosi is Falstaff, and a character in multiple Shakespeare plays. And also with us is Glenn Dobbs, the director of Indy Bard Fest. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining me today.
Always good to be back on the couch. Of course.
Looking a little different than
just as usual, yeah.
Are we going to see you during election season in this new get-up?
This is the new look, right? Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about Bard Fest and what folks can expect from this experience.
Bard Fest started 5 years ago. We're down on Mass Ave. We're in 3 small intimate theaters, and what's terrific about it is that you can come in and see a story, and the king is just this close to you, and all the stories open up and become much more accessible and easy to understand. Shakespeare wrote horror, he wrote comedy, he wrote romance, he wrote adventure. It's a populist story. It's exciting. It's wonderful to see, and we've got 3 great shows. And these 2 guys are only 2 of 70-plus actors that we have in the thing.
Just incredible. Now, I understand this isn't your average Shakespeare. There's going to be a bit of a twist to all these stories.
Well, obviously, looking at me, you know who King Henry looked like back in the 14th century. Obviously, there's a little bit of a twist, but that's the interesting thing about the characters is they sort of transcend race, they transcend gender. It's the stories that are being told, and these stories that are just as prevalent, 500 years ago are just as good as today.
And especially in the case of Henry IV and my character, yes, there are the speeches and the these and thous, but there's also some bar humor.
Okay.
In here. Very crafty, well-written bar humor, but you will hear body noises and other things that go on. So.
Okay, so maybe this isn't something for the whole family.
No, you're gonna learn it from the best.
Okay,
so yes, absolutely.
No, you definitely do. Shakespeare would write for popular entertainment. He would write for people to enjoy, laugh, cry, weep, get excited about. It's all thrilling to go, and we have an outstanding youth production of some of the best kids in the city, of The Tempest. We're doing Henry IV, featuring these 2
miscreants.
Celebrities. We have an excellent Hamlet with one of the best actors in the city in the title role, and we also have what's our other one?
Lear Shadow.
Lear Shadow, that's right. Lear Shadow is a brand new play written out of Pasadena. This is its regional premiere, so we get to see a story with just 3 actors playing multiple roles right in front of you. It's thrilling, and the twist at the end is absolutely worth coming for. It's a very M. Night Shyamalan kind of twist.
Okay.
It's very exciting.
And something else to keep in mind, too, is a lot of people, when they think Shakespeare, they think, oh, my gosh, it's going to be this boring.
Oh, no.
People standing around in long,
right.
tights. No, it moves pretty fast, pretty quick. It is pretty good.
Hold thy finger.
Just like this interview, it moved pretty fast, pretty quick, and we are out of time, unfortunately.
Thank you so much.
Information where you can find out times and tickets and all that fun stuff right below there on the bottom of your screen. Thanks so much for joining me, gentlemen.
Thanks for having
King,
us.
always a pleasure.
It has been thy pleasure.
We'll be right back.
A difference.
Good afternoon, I'm Ted Rollins. Jurors in Tallahassee, Florida are hearing closing arguments today in a murder for hire case involving a Florida State University law professor. Dan Markell was in his car when he was shot and killed in his garage in July of 2014. Prosecutors believe his former in-laws hired gang members to kill the professor over a bitter divorce and child custody battle. Sigfredo Garcia and Katie McBanawa are both on trial. Garcia is the alleged triggerman. McBanawa is accused of being the connection between the killers and Dan Markell's in-laws who wanted the professor dead. McBanawa's defense team argues that she wasn't involved at all.
Prosecutorial desperation. That is the only reason why Catherine McBanawa is sitting before you today, charged with a crime that she had absolutely nothing to do with.
Now, the family the prosecutors believe is behind the murder, the in-laws, they're the Adelsons. They've not been charged as of yet. The victim's ex-wife, Wendy Adelson, who is also a lawyer, took the stand last week denying any involvement. You can watch closing arguments in this case throughout the day on Court TV. Now back to you.
Ted, thank you. You can learn more about these cases and others around the nation right now at courttv.com.
And we are going to see a beautiful afternoon. Those temperatures climbing into the 70s. Get outside and enjoy it.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. And thank you for making RTV6 your choice.